Hi and welcome to this video on the Book of Deuteronomy. The Book of Deuteronomy is the fifth and final book of the Pentateuch, which is the first part of the Old Testament. It is a central text in the Hebrew Bible, and it contains a collection of laws, instructions, and teachings that were given to the Israelites by God through the prophet Moses. In this video, we will be taking a brief look at the main themes and teachings of the Book of Deuteronomy, as well as its place in the context of the Hebrew Bible. The name, Deuteronomy, means second law, and the book is so named because it contains a repetition and expansion of many of the laws and instructions that were given to the Israelites earlier in the Pentateuch. The Book of Deuteronomy is divided into four main sections. The first section contains a review of the history of the Israelites, from their ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to their journey through the wilderness. The second section contains a collection of laws and instructions on a variety of topics, including moral conduct, social justice, and the treatment of foreigners. The third section contains blessings and curses that were to be pronounced on the Israelites depending on their obedience or disobedience to God's laws. The fourth section contains a series of exhortations and warnings to the Israelites to remain faithful to God and to follow His laws and commands. The Book of Deuteronomy contains a number of important themes and teachings that are relevant to people of all times and places. Some of these themes include the concept of covenant. The Book of Deuteronomy is a central part of the covenant between God and the Israelites, and it contains many of the laws and instructions that are central to this covenant. It emphasizes the importance of obedience to God's laws and commands, and it describes the blessings and curses that will be experienced by the Israelites depending on their level of obedience. The importance of faithfulness. The Book of Deuteronomy emphasizes the importance of remaining faithful to God and following His laws and commands. It warns against the dangers of idolatry and disobedience, and it encourages the Israelites to trust in God and to follow His ways. The role of the land. The Book of Deuteronomy describes the promised land of Canaan, which was seen as a special gift from God to the Israelites. It includes instructions on how the land was to be divided among the various tribes and clans, and it emphasizes the importance of maintaining justice and righteousness in the land. The role of the prophets. The Book of Deuteronomy mentions the role of the prophets in bringing God's messages and warnings to the people of Israel. It emphasizes the importance of listening to and obeying the words of the prophets, who were seen as God's spokespeople. That concludes our brief overview of the Book of Deuteronomy. As you can see, the Book of Deuteronomy is an important and influential part of the Hebrew Bible, and it contains many teachings and instructions that are still relevant today. Whether you are a person of faith or simply interested in the history and teachings of the Bible, the Book of Deuteronomy is definitely worth exploring.